Hi, my name is Tom Errington. I'm studying medicine at the University of Leeds in the UK at the moment. Thank you for your questions that you sent. They're very interesting and some are really hard for me to answer. I'm sorry for my late reply as well. I've been quite busy at the moment, unfortunately. So anyway, here we go. I'm going to try and answer your questions as best as I can. If you have any more questions, then please send them along to me. So the first question that you asked was, how many muscles do we have? Well, in total we have about 650 muscles, which is quite a lot. We have big muscles that help us move our arms and our legs around. We have tiny little muscles in our eyes that help us see things better. And we also have the most important muscle of all. Does anyone know what that is? It pumps all the blood around the body, and it's called the heart. It beats away all the time. Now the next question you asked was, how many organs do we have? Well, we have just over 20 major organs in our body, and here's the list of them: the adrenals, the appendix, the bladder, the brain, the eyes, the gallbladder, the heart, the intestines, the kidneys, the liver, the lungs, the esophagus, the ovaries, the pancreas, the parathyroids, the pituitary, the prostate, the spleen, the stomach, the thymus, the thyroid, the uterus, and the veins. So there's quite a lot there. And the next question was, why do babies have soft bones? Well, this is a very good question. When a baby is born, its bones are still soft because they haven't had time to fully grow properly and become hard yet. This is a good thing because babies are so playful and they like to crawl around a lot. If they bump into things or if they fall off things, that they won't break a bone because they're so nice and soft still. By the way, does anyone know how many bones an adult has? It's 206. So the next question that you asked was, what are bones made of? Well, bones are very important, and not only do they give us strength, they also help to make new blood and help us fight off diseases. They're all alive all the time, they're constantly repairing themselves, and they're mainly made from calcium, which is a type of a mineral. The next question you asked was, why do we have a temperature? I wasn't sure exactly what you meant here. Did you mean why? If you meant why are we naturally warm as people, then this is because our body has to stay and has to maintain a certain temperature, which is around 37 degrees centigrade, so that our organs can work properly. Or did you mean why do we have a temperature when we get ill? So why do we get a fever, that kind of thing? This is very interesting, and nobody actually knows for sure why this is. Some people think it is because the bugs that make us ill don't survive very well if our bodies get hotter. So if our bodies make themselves hotter, then the bugs will probably die and then we'll get better. But as I said, no one really knows the reason behind that. And then you asked me, what is in the heart? Well, the heart is an amazing organ. It needs to beat once every second for all our lives. So from the moment we're born to the moment where we die. The heart is actually a really, really big muscle, about the same size as your fist. And it's made up of 4 different muscle compartments with connections in between them all. And the blood flows into the heart from the body, then the muscle squeezes and the blood goes into the lungs. And then it goes back into the heart and the muscle squeezes again and the blood flows all the way around the body, all the way to the little toes. And the heart has to work all the time, even when we're sleeping. It never gets a rest. And when you run around, it has to work even harder. So how much blood do we have? That was your next question. Well, we have about 5.6 litres of blood in our body, which is getting pumped around our body all the time. So if you cut your finger by accident, there might be quite a lot of red stuff around, a lot of blood around, but don't worry, the body has plenty of blood left to survive. The next question you asked was, why is it unhealthy to be obese? Well, this is a very good question, and there are actually a few reasons why it's important to stay healthy and to stay at a good weight. Firstly, if you're too heavy, then your heart and your muscles have to work extra hard to move you around. This means that they get tired more easily and they can break down and not work properly. Secondly, if you live an unhealthy lifestyle and are overweight, then the chances are that you probably eat too much fatty foods, and this fat that you eat can actually get into your organs like your liver for example, and means that they don't work as well as they normally should do. So it's really important to do as much exercise as you can and to eat healthy food, plenty of fruit and vegetables. This means that you should stay healthy and also happy. The next question you asked was, why do we have toes? Well, you may think that we don't need toes because we use our fingers for everything like writing and texting and playing on the PlayStation, but our toes are still very important. When we walk, and especially when we run, we use our toe, mainly the big toe, to actually push off from the ground. So toes help us run, and they also help us stay balanced when we're on our feet, and they're also good for tickling. The next question you asked was, why do we have a tummy? Well, the tummy is a thing that you can hear grumbling away when you get hungry, and when we eat food it goes down our throat and then it goes into our tummy, and then in our tummy there's these chemicals called acids which help to break down the foods into smaller and smaller bits. This is because our bodies can't actually use the big bits of food that we swallow. It needs to be smaller. So our tummy also has muscles in it and around it that squeeze and help to mix up and churn the food around so that it becomes smaller so our bodies can use it. And our body then uses this food that we eat to make energy so we can run, to make new bones so that we can grow taller, to make new hair so that our hair grows, to make new teeth, and to help heal us when we cut ourselves and when we fall over. So as you can see, the body's an amazing thing, and it's really interesting learning about it, and I'm sure you'll have plenty more time for that at school. So thank you again for all your questions. If you have any more, then please send them and I'll try and answer them as best I can. Okay, so goodbye from England. Thanks for listening.